What's up, guys? We're back with another video. But before we start this video, I want to say sorry for not posting. I've been focusing on school, and I might start posting back again. If I don't, I'm probably focusing on school. Now, today's topic is why Antonio Brown is not coming back to the NFL. After what happened most recently, Antonio Brown's NFL career is most likely over. He has been most recently one of the most problematic NFL players. Now, since we were talking about Antonio Brown being problematic, let's see how this problem started. Well, let's see how I think it started. Late in the fourth quarter, Big Ben hits Antonio on a slant route. It's incomplete, but as soon as the ball pops out, Vontaze Burfict hits Antonio so hard he doesn't get off the ground for more than 2 minutes. They did a whole commercial break. He still wasn't up, I think. Now, let's skip to 2 years later. In the 2018 season, he allegedly got into an argument with Big Ben and started skipping practices. He got tired of it and eventually requested a trade. In March of 2019, the Steelers accepted the trade to trade Antonio to the Raiders. A couple months later in August, he filed a grievance to continue wear his old helmet, even though it was banned by the NFL. There were new helmets out there to ensure less injuries. The Zenith helmets, I think that's how to pronounce it. But he was denied, and he also threatened to retire. Since he threatened to retire since he was denied. Luckily, he found a new helmet, but wasn't to NFL standards, and he was forced to wear a Zenith helmet. Since that happened, he refused to practice with the Raiders in 2 unexcused absences for practice, who was fined $54,000 by the general manager, Mike Mayock. After he was fined, he allegedly had an altercation and supposedly called him a cracker and threatened to hit Mayock. On September 7, 2019, he was released from the Raiders and was fined $215,000. He was released because of the altercation he had with Mayock. That's weird. You had an altercation, called him a cracker, threatened to hit him, and that's the general manager. So he could just release you anytime he wants to, I think. On the same day he was released, he signed a 1-year deal worth $15 million and a $9 million signing bonus with the Patriots. Brown had an interview and refused that he did those things to Mayock. Even though those allegations of sexual and personal misconduct, the Patriots still let him play. In his debut in week 2, he caught 4 passes for 56 yards. On September 20th, with more allegations on his belt and allegedly sending intimidating text messages, he was cut from the Patriots. A couple days later, he posted on Twitter that he was going to retire from the NFL, but later changed his mind 4 days later and was suspended for the first 8 weeks of the 2020 season for multiple violations of the personal conduct policy. On October 27, 2020, he signed with Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a 1-year contract, which he later also won the Super Bowl with. On April 28, 2021, he signed a 1-year contract with the Buccaneers. In September of 2021, he was placed on the COVID reserve list, but as some of you guys know, he faked his vaccination card and was suspended until week 16. When he came back on January 2nd, 2021, the Bucs were in the third quarter versus the Jets. Then he randomly took off his jersey, shoulder pads, and glove and shirt and ran off the field with no explanation at all. During a post-game interview or Bruce Arians, Arians said, he is no longer a Buck, referring to Antonio Brown. Brown was later released. Now, let me tell you why I think all this stuff happened. I think it's because of CTE, which is chronic traumatic I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know. It's caused by repeated blows to the head. If you go to YouTube and search up Antonio Brown big hit, one hit would come up, but many more have been on Antonio Brown. He's been hit many times in his career to the head, many times. CTE gives you problems with thinking, memory, and personality changes, and changes of behavior, including aggression and depression. The effect that has more effect on Brown is most probably the behavioral changes, and some of the other effects too. Behavioral changes such as going from, oh, I'm going to retire 4 days later to, oh, I'm not going to retire, or I don't know what happened on the sideline on January 2nd, but him being just fine on the sideline, the next thing you know, he just storms out the field out of nowhere. And some of the other behavioral changes affects him too. Like he probably might have lied, but he probably didn't lie about the thing that happened with Mayock. But if he's not lying, then it's probably memory. If it's not memory, then, because also it was allegedly happened, so it might have did not happened. So now that we're all up to date, let's talk about why he is not coming back, or why he shouldn't come back. The number one reason why is teams probably won't want him after the things that he did. Number two reason is because he might just retire like he almost did a year ago. And the last reason why is because he shouldn't. He's too problematic and too much for this league to handle. He probably is going to get fined for what he did on January 2nd. And he should just leave his NFL career like that. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, he shouldn't leave his NFL career like that. That's on a bad note. But some players have left their NFL career on a bad note. Now, Tom Brady, he's probably going to end his NFL career on a bad note. But because when he retires, which is sometime soon, he might not win a ring. But I mean, I guess we'll never know. I mean, I guess we might know in the years to come. But, and also, a hot take for this video. Antonio Brown has no chance of making Hall of Fame. You know what you're thinking? Oh, he might be right. But, well, you're probably not thinking that. But, hey, that's my hot take for the video. But, thank you guys so much for watching the video. You don't have to like and subscribe. I don't post as much anymore. But if you like and subscribe, it is greatly, what's the word? Greatly appreciated. It's greatly appreciated for you liking and subscribing. But thank you guys for watching the video. I might post more. I'm working on the LeBron James video right now. But thank you for everything. And